Welcome to our session. My name is Paul. I'm president of Candle Sharks. Today is an info session, meaning I'm going to provide some information about our small group coaching blueprint series that we are very excited about. Um, so I know that some of you are already part of that blueprint. Fantastic. You're more than welcome to stay. But this is not actually part of the blueprint program itself. The next blueprint session, live session for those of you that are registered, will be this coming Tuesday, April 29th. We're looking forward to that. So today's session is all about the blueprint series. We have so many people asking questions about it. Before we get into it, realize there's always a risk involved in trading. You can read our full disclosure at candlecharts.com/disclosure. So what is Blueprint? We get this question. We must have gotten this question 25 times yesterday after we sent out the email inviting people to this webinar. What is Blueprint? Why did we do it? What is it designed to do? I'm not, really sure. That's what today's session is really all about. So um, this is from years of conversations and surveys and working with traders of all levels. When I mean all levels, I mean all levels. We've had people that have never made a trade before, people that are starting out. They are interested in becoming a trader. We've talked to professional traders, institutional money managers, hedge fund managers, people in charge of hundreds of millions of dollars and other currencies. So what did we find out from all of those conversations and surveys and work that our team has done over the years is that most people need a disciplined, structured approach. And that will only help with confidence. It will help with discipline. It will help with trade execution. And the people that have this tend to do better. So what did we do? We really put all of this together so that you can learn from years of understanding from Steve and our full team about how we have been able to help traders and investors around the world. So, what did we do? From that information, again, from all these conversations and surveys, we decided we were going to do a beta test. We wanted to find out truly, would a structured discipline approach help the average person? So the first question that we asked of the people who participated in our beta test, and again, we had a very wide swath of people in our beta test. Again, people that had never made a trade before to full-time traders, to professional traders, and everywhere in between. We first asked, what is your biggest obstacle? Okay. What is the biggest obstacle that you have in trading? And this is a list of the most common obstacles that we got back. First, by far, was a lack of confidence. People just didn't have confidence. They certainly did not want to lose any capital of the hard work that they put in to earn money. The last thing they wanted to do was get into trading and lose that money. And I understand that completely. Mental discipline. It is very difficult to trade if you just had a bad trade, right? If you just had a bad trade and you lost some money, it is tough to say, hey, yeah, I want to do that again. Or it's tough to be able to put the work in order to understand when to enter and when to exit, or when not to enter and when not to exit. Mental discipline takes a big part over trading. Shiny metal objects. So we heard this phrase or similar phrases to this often. Things that get in the way, right? Things that take your attention away from being able to put the work in to be a great trader. This is one of my favorite ones, putting trades on a pedestal, meaning if it's not a perfect trade, I'm not going to trade. So this is just a fear of I'm looking for any reason why I should not get into a trade. And a lot of times what you'll hear is that a lot of traders really do put trades on a pedestal. It has to be perfect. I have to make $100. I'm only willing to risk 50 cents. Well, that's not realistic typically, but you're going to want to learn a little bit more about that. Fear by far was the most common word that I think we heard. Getting stopped out, overthinking, overanalyzing, fear of pulling the trigger. Again, there's that fear word. Don't know when to place a trade. Life, people kept telling us that life gets in the way. Well, life shouldn't get in the way. right? Life is what you're living for, but it's just a matter of prioritizing. Where does trading fit into your life? People tell us they don't have time, they don't stick to the plan, they have too many to list of obstacles, not sticking to rules, not showing they're doing it right. They feel lost, they feel lack of focus, and they don't have enough time again. All right. So these are the biggest obstacles that we got from the beta test. The next part of the beta test, we asked a question, well, multiple questions here. What is your level of candle knowledge? We just asked them to rate their own knowledge. Are they beginner, intermediate, and advanced? The people that participated in the beta, 42% they were beginners, 41 intermediate, and 17% said they had an advanced level of candle knowledge. When we asked everybody on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you in trading? The average score, again, this is before we put them through the actual beta test, the average confidence score was a 3.8 out of 10. The average discipline score was only a 4.1 out of 10. But then this is really interesting to me. We asked about the average level of knowledge of risk reward and support and resistance. And there we actually got the highest score, 6.7 out of 10, which to me meant these are our students, our traders around the globe, that they have above average knowledge of these critical components of risk and reward and support and resistance, but they lack below average confidence and they have below average discipline. So, how is it possible that you have above average knowledge but below average confidence and discipline? We asked a couple of other questions. Do you like to go long, short, or do both? 72% said they only go long. 5% said they only go short, and 23% said they do both short and long. We asked, do you use stops? 68% said yes, 22% said mental, and 10% said no. And then a written trading plan did not shock us at all. 77% said they do not have a written trading plan. Does not shock us at all. Would it shock you if I told you that 77% of our database who answered these questions said they do not have a trading plan? Isn't it ironic that 76%, according to the last survey I read, 76% of people said that they were blown out of or got out of trading within a month of when they started? So if you look at that kind of correlation, don't have a trading plan is at the same percentage as people that get out of trading quickly. Okay, so we put all this to test into our beta test program. We went through a 2-session beta test where we went through our blueprint form, and I'll get into that in a little bit. After the survey, after the beta test was done, we did another survey 2 weeks after the beta test was completed. 89% of the people that reported an increased level of confidence. 94% said they increased their discipline. 88% said that they will actually now use the candle chart blueprint form on a regular basis. Now, I'll get into what that blueprint form is and how it's a huge part of our blueprint series. And then multiple reports, and I can't get into all of the little details about numbers and everything. Multiple reports of profits exceeding expectations. All of this from a short 2-week beta test. Okay, the beta test really was used to kind of confirm what we were thinking, that the average person needs help with time management, with structured approach to trading, therefore increasing confidence and discipline, and therefore hopefully increasing profits, right? So what did we do? We actually, from one of the people in the beta test, who was a professional hedge fund manager, called me immediately after the beta test was done and said, hey, I need to do this for my whole team of traders. And he's responsible for many different individual traders that report back to him. And he goes, can we do a test where we teach my institutional traders the same concept, understanding that they are very knowledgeable, but they need help with structure? Well, we did what we called a gamma test, which was right after the beta test. And the gamma test was done to institutional professional type traders and their managers and their managing directors. Well, The observations and early results were that we had anecdotal stories of increased confidence from traders. There's no way to truly measure that. Anecdotal stories of eased feedback reports from traders, from directors to their traders, meaning at the end of the week or month, however each company did it, they always had feedback reports. They would look, the director, supervisor would meet with each trader and they would talk about feedback reports. Not just bottom line, how much money did you make, but what were you thinking on that trade? What was the thought process there? It made the directors' jobs easier when they had this blueprint process in front of them. On average, the traders that participated in the gamma test increased the number of trades that they made 7.1 more trades per week. Okay, that's a good number of extra trades. That's more than one extra trade a day. They increased their winning percentage. Now, and a lot of people don't know this number. Professional traders tend to profit on about 52, 53% of their trades. Well, we went back and we asked supervisors to get back to us. What was the win percentage before the gamma test? And what was it right after? It went up from 51.8 to 53.4%. Doesn't seem like a huge percentage gain, but when you look at the number of trades that these professional traders are doing, the amount of capital involved, to go up 1.6% winning percentage is massive. They increased their profit gains by 4.4%. They were averaging at 19.4% profit. After the gamma test went up to 23.8%. Now, again, they're trading a lot of money. That is a massive amount. They maintained their loss per losing trade at an average of 1.45%. So if you do the math, if 53% of the time they're making 23% profit, on the other 40 whatever percent of the time, they're losing 1% on their trade. You could do the math, and these people are responsible for a lot of profit. So why did we do a gamma test? Well, we didn't plan on doing it initially. We were asked to do it. We reached out to a lot of our different professional contacts, and a lot of people jumped right into it. So the whole point here is that it was proven through the beta test. It was reproven again through our gamma test that the structured approach absolutely benefits everyone if it's followed. So what is the goal for the program? We decided from that beta test and the gamma test that we were going to put this out as an actual full out program. We wanted everybody to be able to participate because our job, if you really think about it, is to help you make money, period. Yes, we have a lot of programming services, but they're designed to help you be profitable. So the goal for the Blueprint series, when our team got together, we looked at the beta test results, we looked at the gamma test results, we talked to people. We have a couple of interns that are helping us out. Every one of our chat agents here are active traders, and they helped us out as they chatted with people, but they also went through a lot of the homework assignments and things like that. They had a lot of information. So we put together, hey, if we're going to roll this out, let's do it so we help everybody. The Blueprint series aims to equip traders with a comprehensive, structured approach to navigating volatile markets. Through guidance, discussion, feedback, and practical strategies, participants will gain the knowledge and tools necessary to enhance their trading proficiency, make informed decisions, and achieve consistent success in their trading endeavors. I thought when our team kind of put that together, man, to me, that was perfect. And this came from feedback from traders that participated in beta, in the gamma, our chat agents, our interns, Steve, our NISSING certified trainers. We all had these group discussions, and man, I love this goal for the program. And I just want to go over a couple quick things here before I move on. The structured approach to navigating volatile markets. Does anybody here believe that the volatile markets are going to just stop being volatile? Is there anything out there that makes you think that the markets are going to go back to just being calm and gentle? Absolutely not in my opinion at least. We believe that the markets are going to continue to be volatile. And if you look at the size of the candle real bodies in the last couple of weeks, couple of months, they're large compared to the average day before that, which to us means the volatility is high. And there are massive opportunities to take advantage of. So I love this goal for the program. It makes me excited to know what happens. So we are in the middle, not quite at the middle midpoint yet, but we just finished Blueprint Part 1. So the reason why we're putting this session together is we had a lot of people kind of reach out and say, hey, I missed Part 1. I really want to participate. How can I get into it? So I'm going to show you that if you're not already part of this, there is absolutely the capability of jumping in right now, and I'll show you that. And Gulam, hey Gulam, he just said more tension among countries, more volatility. Absolutely. Unfortunately for the world, there is tension among countries. Fortunately for us as traders, there's more and more opportunities. So we just did Blueprint Part 1. Okay. Blueprint Part 2 starts on Tuesday. But here's some comments from people that were participating in Blueprint Part 1. So if you're one of the people in this room right now that is already registered to be in the Blueprint series, you've heard these before. This is from Gladys. Gladys says, I believe as I keep doing the Blueprint forum several times a day, I will understand this better and better. When I learned trading originally from another company, we just never went through the rigorous training that you at candlecharts.com put us through, and I had learned some things incorrectly. I never had much candle training with that group, and some of what I was taught was wrong. I need practice on strategies and entries, and we'll continue to learn more as we go through this Blueprint series. I think Paul and the team. So Gladys is one of the people that truly I believe is going to benefit from this program. One of the many. It's designed to give that structured approach. And I've talked to Gladys, and I've chatted with Gladys, and I've emailed with Gladys, and I know, Gladys has other things going on in her life, and this is designed not to create more work, but to create that structure so that the more work in the future becomes easier. Next comment from Stephen. I'm now getting back into it. The learning curve from lesson 1 has been pretty solid. I can't thank you enough. And to think he has 7 more lessons to go, right? From Jason, just need to figure out a plan that can allow for confidence in cutting losses early and letting the profits run. I currently suffer from the opposite mentality due to fear of losing. He is a brand new student. I just had the pleasure of talking with him and his wife uh, the other day, and we talked about how the Blueprint's going to help him along with some of our other programs. So he is excited, and it's really fun to talk to everybody. From Rick, the helpful homework. And yes, there is homework involved, right? Um, some people say, I'm not doing any homework. Well, if you want to be a great trader, at least in my opinion, doing a little bit of homework is going to give you that advantage that large majority of people do not do, and therefore they get knocked out of the market. Rick said, helpful homework pressing him into learning the tools and seeing the possibilities. What good is faith without works, knowing what without doing? Absolutely, Rick. And this might be one of my favorite comics of all time from Thomas. At my age, I thought that doing homework was a thing of the past. But man, did this open my eyes to the idea that my eyes were not open. What a great comment. Thomas didn't realize that he was just guessing. And he told me that over the phone. I called him after he made this comment and I said, man, I got to talk to you about that. He felt he was now looking back that he was just guessing. He was throwing a dart at a dartboard and hoping that a trade would work out. While there's no guarantee, obviously, that every trade is going to work out, putting a structured approach, putting the odds in your favor is what this is all about. So let's talk about the Blueprint series just for a second, and then I will absolutely answer questions that I see are coming in. We put the Blueprint series into 3 different parts. Blueprint Part 1 is already done. That was 2 sessions. That's where we built a rock solid foundation with a candle chart blueprint form, and I'll explain that in a couple minutes, designed for those embarking on or restarting their trading journey. No more guesswork, just a clear, disciplined approach that works. This is the same blueprint form that we did in beta test with a couple of modifications, the same blueprint form that we used in the gamma testing, the same blueprint form that we used in blueprint part 1, and the same one that our team, including myself, my chat agents, missing certified trainers, and Steve are actually using. Blueprint part 2 starts on Tuesday, April 29th, and that's 3 live sessions. In addition to being able to attend live, you also have lifetime access to the recordings. That's where we're going to sharpen your edge through real world case studies that transform the theory into action. We're going to learn how to enter and exit trades with laser precision. After part 2, and by the way, part 2 is April 29th, May 6th, May 13th. We have people that are signed up that cannot attend those live, but they know they have access to the recordings. They know they have access to do the homework with feedback. So yes, we want you to be there live, but if you cannot be there live, next best thing, watch via recording, and you still have access to our team for support along the way. After we get through part 2, we're going to get into part 3. That's June 3rd, 10th, and 17th. That's where we're going to customize your success blueprint with advanced indicators, innovative strategies, and adapt to the changing markets and grow with your skills. Okay, so for the people that are already registered, fantastic. I hope it's working out as well as it can for you at this point. There's a lot more to come. If you're not already part of it, you now have that capability of registering for the full series. The full series, where we would give you immediate access to the recordings of Blueprint Part 1. So while the next live session begins on Tuesday, you have the time, if you register now, to be able to watch the recordings from Part 1 prior to the beginning of Part 2. And the ability to do a homework assignment from Part 1, so that way you'll get feedback before Part 2 if you do it in time. Okay? And I'm going to get into the details. We're getting questions like what time. Each session is scheduled for an hour. I can tell you that they all start at 7 p.m. New York time. So I know we're getting questions UK time. I believe that would be midnight your time. I could be wrong. I talked to a lot of people around the globe, but it's either 11 p.m. or midnight. Again, we have students in the program from London. We have people in the program from India, from Australia, from South America. If you cannot be there live, completely understood. That's why the recordings are there as well. We have people that are there live, watching it or listening to it, and then they go back and watch the recording to cement the concepts anyway. Okay? All the times are the same, 7 p.m. New York time. We know that no matter what time of the day we did them, they would not work for everybody. We just know that. We have students in 85 different countries. So we are doing it at that time, and we're giving lifetime access to the recordings. So the link is there, and I'm going to put that. Yes, they are scheduled for 1 hour sessions for each one of them. They tend to go a little bit over an hour though. Okay, so yes, figure for an hour, but they usually, just because we get great questions, and we usually go a little bit over an hour. We are providing you for this weekend only, today and tomorrow, the chance to sign up, where we're giving a multi-session discount. You can sign up for 2 of the 3. We'll give you a $25 code to save $25. But if you sign up for all 3, we're actually giving you a code to save $50 off the whole thing. And if you register for the full 3-part series, we're going to give you a bonus one-on-one consultation with me, where we're going to review one of your homework assignments directly for you. Okay? And that would be online. So you register now for full 3-part series. You have immediate access to the recordings of Part 1. So that way you can watch them now and be ready to go live on Tuesday for Part 2. And then you'll be able to attend parks 2 and 3 live and have recording access to all 3 parks. And Gulam, great question. Access is for life, but what about support? If you know anything about our team, Gulam, we provide lifetime support to the students who sign up for our lifetime program. So if you have a question about Blueprint and you're a student of the Blueprint, you will get lifetime support for that program. Dependra, hey Dependra, does part 1 include homework? Yes, it does. And actually, you would be able to do that homework. And like I said, as long as you provide your homework, you will get feedback on that homework before session 2. If you do it before the session on Tuesday. But even if you don't, you do homework from part 1 and it's done after, because we know it's a little bit of a time crunch right now, you'll certainly get that homework as well. But you'll also have homework in parts 2 and 3. So yes, there was a homework assignment from part 1 that you'll have access to be able to complete. Once it gets submitted, you'll get feedback on that as well. Here's a couple of comments that we got from students in the program. From Clint, beginner or not, I highly encourage taking the time to get acquainted with a small group coaching program. Right, small group coaching is what we've done for a while here. This one is the Blueprint series. It is an awesome program, offers so much valuable info regarding trading ideas and concepts. The case studies are best for me. I like to see it with my own eyes. It really helps a lot. I say try it. I know you'll benefit like I did. That's from Clint. From Munish, from these interactive programs, I have developed confidence through structured learning and practice. Blessings. Munish, great guy. He gave me some great feedback beyond that as well. From Franklin, and this is really kind of what got us spurred on. Franklin was part of the beta program. He learned about the trading beta program and decided to put himself through it. It was well above his expectations. It helped him cut through the noise and concentrate on the criteria that we should all focus on. So he immediately called me and asked if we could create a gamma testing program upon the end of beta. We have now trained our whole team of traders and are going through gamma. Immediate results for the traders and net results in the short testing period have been outstanding. Looking forward to the continual feedback that this has made easier for him and his team. Thank you, Paul, and candlecharts.com. And from Miguel, the before and after is a remarkable change in my trading. I have more successful and safer trades than ever before. These are just some of the comments that we've gotten, folks. To me, I started trading a little over 20 years ago. I kind of had to put things together for myself, right? I learned a little bit from over there and a little bit from over there, and I kind of put things together. And my learning curve took me a while. This is designed to speed up that learning curve, to give you the structure that we know works. Can we make you do that structured approach? No, obviously we cannot guarantee that you're going to do it, but we can give you the tools, the support, the encouragement, and the accountability, knowing that you're going to have homework to do, knowing that we're going to go over feedback and case studies together collectively, where you're not only going to learn from your feedback on your assignment, you're going to watch feedback from other assignments from other people in the group as well. The Kaizen approach, and this is something I firmly believe in, something I have thought about for my own personal life, something I taught my children, something I truly believe that applies to trading. Kaizen is a Japanese compound word made up of two different things, Kai and Zen, which the definition or the translation comes out to loosely to be continuous improvement. I look at trading as something that you should continually improve, not something that you're either bad or good at, right? Something that even if you're good at, you want to get great at. And if you're a great trader, you want to find ways to improve. Why would you not want to constantly improve? So that principle of Kaizen is really something that we incorporate into each session that we do. So the blueprint form, okay? The blueprint form is an online form. You go to a link, you go fill it out. When you submit it, then there's a submit button. When you submit it, my office gets a copy, you get a copy. We utilize that for case studies and homework assignments. And it really, truly gets into detail about how you're looking at charts, not just anecdotally, not just say, hey, I saw a bullish engulfing pattern. This is going to get into, I saw a bullish engulfing pattern. My risk reward ratio is this. My support and resistance lines were drawn in here. Did I draw them in correctly? And we'll be able to provide direct feedback based on that. So again, this is a form that our students of the Blueprint series will have access to during and beyond the Blueprint live sessions. So that way you can utilize them, and we'll work continually to help you get better. That Kaizen approach. If you think you're doing great right now as a trader, why would you not want to improve? I have a trader the other day, I think it was yesterday morning. Yesterday morning he called me. He goes, hey, I just want to make $100 a day. And I said, well, that's a great beginner goal. And he goes, what do you mean? What do you mean by beginner goal? I'm like, well, when you start making $100 consistently a day, that's great. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's $500 a week, right? That's roughly $25,000 a year. And if you start saying to yourself, man, instead of $100 a day, why not make $120 a day? That's a 20% increase, right? So instead of $25,000 a year, that's a $30,000 a year profit. And then you start thinking to yourself, why am I limiting myself to $120 a day? Why not make $200, $400, $700, $2,500 a day and more? This can all happen. But to be able to do it, you need to have a structured approach so that you can repeat it. Anybody can get lucky, right? Anybody can have a great trade. They can get great timing. They happen to be in the right thing at the right moment. But that's not what this is about. This is about having that consistency so that you can find a great setup and strategy and be able to repeat it and then do it again, but do it even better. Okay, so that's what the Blueprint form is. The first time people fill out the Blueprint form, we were getting reports that it was taking people about an hour to fill it out. It was the first time. Okay, first time that you actually do it and take the time to actually put the work in, you're going to have, it took about an hour, I would say, on average from what people told me. The second time people did it, it took about 25 minutes. The third time people did it, they told me it took less than 10. Okay. And it wasn't like, hey, they're losing detail. It was just the first time you do anything, it's going to take a little bit longer, right? So here it again. I'm going to put the link in, or I'll type it in a second, but that's the link, specials.candlecharts.com/blueprint. I know it's kind of long, but we'll make sure we do that for you. Okay, so what do I want to do now? I want to bring you up to this page, the actual information page. And what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to copy that. I'm going to put it into the chat so that everybody can see it. Okay. So here's Blueprint series. Again, Blueprint part 1, laying the groundwork. This is already done. But again, if you sign up for the whole program, you will have access to those recordings immediately. Blueprint part 2 starts Tuesday. Blueprint part 3 starts June 3rd. So there's a couple of weeks in between part 2 and part 3. So that way you get a quick break. My team gets a little quick break from doing them, but we continue to support you throughout the process. So you can sign up for each individual part 1, part 2, or part 3. Or you scroll down just a little bit more and you can click on the ability to sign up for all 3 together. Now remember, all 3 together would be $357. We're giving you that extra $50 off. So you get with that code. So it brings down the price to $307. Remember, that is the final price. You also get a one-on-one consultation where we talk about that. You'll have lifetime access to the recordings. All of this is going to give you more details, a lot more success stories, and the actual dates and times and everything like that. So that is the link to be able to sign up. And I see 2 people just signed up. That's great. You now, once you signed up, your account at candlecharts.com just was updated to have access to the recordings of part 1, and then where the recordings of parts 2 and 3 will be after those live sessions are done. On Monday, for those people that are um, registered on Monday, you will be getting an email from our office with your login link that you'll be able to uh, log in live to those live sessions that are happening April 29th, May 6th, and May 13th. And then again, for part 3, you'll get a different login link for that. Depender says he's signing up today. Fantastic. Okay. So uh, that is everything as far as the program itself goes. I think I answered any question. If I didn't answer a question that you have, type it in now, because all the questions just, for whatever reason, just got wiped out. So if you have another question, I can certainly answer that. But I can tell you this, folks. Um, so this is the approach that works well for people who want to do well. I'm not saying that everybody doesn't want to do well, then, whatever. This is the approach that we know works at the individual level, meaning, just people trading for themselves, at the professional level, people that are doing this for a living, uh, people that are managing people that are doing this for a living, and people that want to have that flexibility. I spoke to a woman on Thursday afternoon who is a doctor. She's a relatively young doctor. Um, and she's telling me that she's tired of being a doctor. She knows she can make more money being a trader with flexible hours, with the ability to do it from anywhere in the world that she wants to do it. But she said to me, how do I do it the right way? So she's part of this blueprint program, and she's going for that structured approach the same way when she went to medical school and did a residency and did all of the other practical parts of becoming a doctor. She had a structured approach. And I told her it makes me feel good knowing that doctors have to go through a structured approach to be able to help me or anyone I know that needs to go to a doctor. And it makes me feel good because doctors are practicing medicine where they constantly want to improve their skill set as well. But they have a structured approach. They don't just go in and take a guess as to how to help a patient. They've put the time and effort in and they help people. Well, with trading, not only are you going to help yourself, but you're going to help people around you because you will do well in trading or have a better chance of doing well in trading with that structured approach. Okay, so I put the link in. What I'm going to do at this point, I don't see any other questions. I'm going to stop the recording, but I'm going to actually stay on because I know I had a couple of people asking questions about using the TradingView platform for the homework assignment. So I'm actually going to show you that here in a second. But I want to thank you all. I look forward to seeing you in part 2. So look forward to it.